What's going on? It's your boy Bowie. Man, oh man, I really hate making videos like this. This video is my reaction to today's balance patch, March 6, 2024. So, right after the Brazil tournament, the MK Pro competition in Brazil, NRS dropped a balance patch. I had no idea. I just happened to be perusing Facebook, and I seen in the Mortal Kombat group people were talking about Johnny nerfs. I'm like, huh? What the fuck you talking about? Come to find out, NRS did a patch today. And in that patch, several characters were nerfed. As a matter of fact, the entire patch was nerfs. The whole patch. Nerfs. No buffs to the lower tiers. No buffs to the mid tiers. No buffs to the lesser used cameos. None of that shit. Just nerfs. Just nerfs. I had just put out a video, where I expounded on my positive thoughts about Peacemaker and the balance patch. And now I have to look like I got to eat my words and shit. Really, I'm not eating my words because I still agreed with the assessments that I made. And even in this patch, they were still, they did a soft touch to some of the characters, but other characters did not receive such a soft touch. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the patch, but moreover, I want to talk about the attitude behind these patches. Not on behalf of NRS, because, frankly, I don't even blame NRS for this. I don't. Reason why I don't blame NRS is because they have dealt with the crying ass segments of the MK community for a long time. They've been crying since MK9. Okay? They were crying about Sub-Zero back then. They cried about him during MK1 currently. They've been crying for a very long time. And they're like an insatiable baby. You know what I'm saying? You can pick him up and he'll stop crying for a little bit. But as soon as you put the baby down, he gonna go crying again. You can give the baby a toy, right? And the baby will be cool for a minute. But you put the toy down, shit, he gonna be crying again. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Because the people that are rejoicing right now about Peacemaker and Johnny Cage nerfs and shit, they happy for the moment until they go on Combat League and still get their ass kicked by Johnny Cage players and Peacemaker players and shit. And all these other characters that allegedly got nerfed, when they get their ass kicked by those people, they gonna still be just as unhappy as they were before. So let's actually talk about the details of these nerfs. So I'm going to talk about Johnny Cage first, and I'm not going to go through an exhaustive list of all the nerfs. I mean, maybe I will, because this patch was small, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start with Cage. Oh, god damn it, that was sexy. So, Johnny Cage got 2 nerfs. For one, Johnny Cage is down 1, which was 6 frames. He was the only character with a 6 frame down 1. Now it's 7 frames. On its face, that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it actually is, because he was the only character with a 6 frame poke. And it makes sense for a rush down character to have a fast fucking poke. Because when you try to take your turn back against them, they're going to be trying to bully you. That what I just did is no longer possible. I'll talk about that in a moment too. But, you know, Johnny Cage having a 6 frame down 1 fits the archetype. You know what I'm saying? Because fast characters or rush down characters have the fastest buttons. And him having a 6 frame down 1 helped him out. And now his offense is not as potent. But then the other nerf that they did to Johnny Cage was one that I saw requested quite a bit. So Johnny Cage had a plus frame string 1-1. It was the only string that he had that was plus. It went from being +3 to being +1. Now, +1 is basically 0. You got frame advantage, but just barely. And when you put it in conjunction with the way that online works, you might even be at negative frames, even though you're supposed to be plus. Of course, that depends on the connection, but still. So, I've made several Johnny Cage videos of how to fight him. And in those videos, I told people that you need to watch the way your Johnny Cage plays. If they like to use high attacks after their plus frames, you can punish them for that with a poke. So the string already had counterplay built in. It started from a high attack and it was only +3. And if you followed up with any kind of high attack, which Johnny Cage has a plethora of, you're getting fucked up. You know? But now, that string, now the string is pretty much neutral. It's a stagger string now. It's not for plus frames anymore. It's not to continue offense. It's a stagger stagger string now. So the mix-up's going to be using 1-1, using stand 1, or using 1-1-2. Because they didn't fix Johnny Cage's 1-1-4. You know what I'm saying? 1-1-4 is a string that Johnny Cage players should never use and do never use because that shit gets them killed. You have a slow ass high follow up from 1-1. It's +7 if it hits, but who the fuck's gonna let themselves get hit by that? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't fixed that shit. They didn't, slow the gap down or remove it altogether so that people could just learn to duck the last hit. No, they wouldn't do that. That'd be too much like giving Johnny Cage a buff or giving Cage players a new way to play. Oh no. They're going to take the thing that he's good at, which is being good up close, and they want to weaken that. And why they're doing that? Because of motherfuckers whining. That's why. See, the problem here is not NRS. The problem is the whining ass segments of the MK community who all they know how to do is beg for nerfs. That's all they know how to do is beg for the characters that they're the most annoyed with, the ones that they lose to the most or fight against the most, even when they win. They beg for those characters to get nerfed while not looking for solutions on how to fight them, while rejecting advice by the players of those characters on how to fight them. And NRS just rewarded them. Not because NRS is incompetent, but because they know. They know their audience. You know what I'm saying? And frankly, I think it's trash. That shit is garbage. And I wholeheartedly blame the whining ass segments of the community. Now, I keep saying that because it ain't everybody whining. A lot of people are like, nah, leave Cage alone. Buff everybody else. I was one of those people. I've never played Kenshi before in my life. Don't plan on playing Kenshi. Never played Raiden before. Don't plan on playing Raiden. Well, maybe I might. I've historically played as Raiden before. I've never played as either of those characters. Never played Sindel. Don't plan on playing Sindel. Right? I don't play those 3 characters. But have you seen me be on this channel begging for nerfs for them? No. I haven't advocated for any nerfs to those characters. Because I firmly believe that the vast majority of tactics in this game have some form of counterplay that's available. And so you don't need things to be buffed preemptively to placate whiners. Look at that shit. Look what the fuck just happened right there. Watch this, watch this, watch this. 1, 2, 2. Or 1, 1. Poke. Look at that. That happens all the time. And that was when Johnny Cage was +3. I've had many, many instances of me doing 1, 1 into a knee. 1, 1 supposed to be +3, supposed to give me 6 frames to do things. And nope. Nope, 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 nope. So now 1, 1 is just gonna do that naturally now. Trash. Why? Because people can't be bothered to hit the motherfucking lab. Because people can't be bothered to seek solutions rather than cry. That's some straight up trash right there, in my estimation. Oh my God. So this is my very first crossplay match. And you could tell I was feeling that Cage. I was able to move good as a motherfucker. And this is my homeboy's first time using Peacemaker, so you know, he's trying to learn as I'm trying to learn, because I never used Johnny Cage Serena before, but I think that's going to be one of my teams right there. I like what she does for him. I really do. But anyway, so that's Cage. They nerfed Peacemaker 2. And the Peacemaker nerfs are kind of crazy, but somewhat understandable at the same time, because he was able to get away with things that nobody else was able to get away with. So I previously watched Tweety's video, and he showed a little bit of what they nerfed on Peacemaker, though he didn't show everything. And I'm not going to show everything either, because I don't really know. I haven't tested it yet. But the boy used to be able to combo off of regular gunshot. So his normal non-EX gunshot used to allow combo follow-ups with ambush cameos. And now that's no longer the case. Also, he has some sort of grab. I don't know if it's a string or a special, you know. And that was nerfed as well. I think it no longer allows for combo follow-ups. And then apparently he got some damage scaling, which I already thought Peacemaker was going to get damage scaling anyway, so I ain't even surprised by that shit. But the Peacemaker nerfs are kind of puzzling, because that character wasn't even tested in tournament yet. How you going to nerf a motherfucker without even putting them in tournament first? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that boy wasn't even tournament verified yet. I mean, I understand people were whooping the shit off of people with him online, but there's also a vast chasm of, you know, matchup knowledge deficit because the character is brand new. We don't know how to fight him yet. We don't even know what his playstyle is. So it's like, why would you preemptively nerf this character without us even getting a chance to figure out what he even does? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I understand damage scaling, but you know. Now, one of the nerfs that I think makes sense is the change to Eagly. So apparently there was a situation where Eagly's cooldown could be like half a second as opposed to the full time that it was, or was supposed to be. That makes sense. And if Sub-Zero's Ice Clone got to have some wild fucking cooldown, it only makes sense that Eagly's does too. You know what I'm saying? But now what we need to do is NRS needs to determine whether if, you know, Peacemaker's going to be able to deflect projectiles for like 1 billion frames using his anti-zoning move. When is Rain going to be able to do the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Because Rain has a special move that has the exact same functionality, but it lasts for 90 frames as opposed to, I don't know how long Peacemaker's does last for, but that shit is long as fuck. So there needs to be less of a disparity between those two. But anyway, point of the matter is this. Nerfing characters for being good is too much like punishing players for doing what the fuck they were supposed to do. You're supposed to lab and get good with your character using the tools that the game gives you. And in the specific case of Johnny Cage, yes, Johnny Cage was, you know, widely used in tournaments, but that character barely won a motherfucking thing. He doesn't have any major wins to his name. All he has is a bunch of placements, which that's fine, but the vast majority of those players, they didn't just use Cage to get those placements. As a matter of fact, we would often see a bunch of Johnny Cage players switching from Cage to other characters in these tournaments. That's what we saw. So for all this hullabaloo about Johnny Cage being this crazy goddamn character, where them tournament results at to back this shit up? Why are we not seeing Johnny Cage just dominate tournaments like people are claiming that he can? Ooh. Ooh! God damn, that's sexy shit. Anyway. Why are we not seeing that? Why are we seeing Johnny Cage players switch off other motherfuckers? Oh my God! Why are we seeing that? If this character is like a goddamn menace and, you know, just killing the enjoyment and fun for everybody, why is he not winning every tournament if he's that damn good, you know? Anyway. But it wasn't just Peacemaker Johnny that they nerfed. Raiden and Kenshi got nerfs. They got nerfs to their chip damage. Chip damage. Kenshi's Sento chip damage got nerfed, and then Raiden's damn Storm Cell chip damage got nerfed. Big whoop. So Raiden's gonna kill you a little bit less quickly, but he's still just as deadly as he ever was. Because his fundamental tools never got changed. Wow. Same thing with Kenshi. Dumb as fuck. Dumber than fuck. But probably a bigger deal than even the character nerfs were the cameo nerfs, bro. Because two of the best cameos in the game, Stryker and Kung Lao, received big nerfs. Stryker's cooldown on, I think it was his low grenade toss, is now much higher. And and it matches the cooldown on his high grenade. Matter of fact, Tweety showed what that cooldown looked like, and basically, yeah, Striker takes about as long to come out as Goro does when he does his grenades. So now it's like you do a Striker grenade and you gotta wait 3,000 years to use it again. And heaven help you if you decide to use 2 of them. Shit. Meanwhile, they didn't fix any of Striker's other moves, make them shits more usable or better or anything like that. Nah, they just nerfed the thing that he was really good for. And I don't use Striker. I've never used Striker. And I understand Striker was aggravating and annoying. That's sort of the point of Cameo games or assist-based games, is that characters like Striker are going to make your unsafe shit safe. That's the fucking idea. So all these people out here whining like, oh my god, Striker makes everything safe, so nothing's unsafe. All the motherfuckers whining like that. Bitch. That's what an assist game is. It allows you to break the rules of the game. Stephanie told you herself, motherfuckers. That's sort of the idea. Not to mention years of fighting game precedent of assist-based fighters tells us this. Oh my god, I probably could have fucked them up. Anyway. But, ooh. Oh my god! Damn it! Sexy shit. Anyway. Motherfuckers can hate on Cage all they want, but that boy is fun as shit to play as. And it's fun to even watch him do his things. It's amazing. Anyway. But, so Striker just basically kind of got the Cyrax treatment. I mean, I think he's going to fare off a little bit better than Cyrax, but if you think this doesn't affect characters like Scorpion and Havoc and Baraka, you'd be wrong. Then Kung Lao got another nerf. So now when you hold down the hat, the cooldown is like regular move cooldown instead of the fast cooldown, even though it's still a projectile. Again, I mean, I guess that one's okay. But it's like, y'all let this shit rock for so long. And now you decide, okay, this is a little too much. Oh my god. And so it's just perplexing, you know what I'm saying? But I could admit that even the Kung Lao nerf might be one of the better nerfs, but still, I would have much preferred a creative approach that didn't compromise the way people played with the Cameo, or didn't punish people for using the cameos effectively. You know what I'm saying? Like with Striker. What they could have did with the Striker grenades was they could have made them shits a true high. You know what I'm saying? Like, because right now I think they hit mid, if I'm not mistaken. Did he beat me? Oh, he did. Shit. Gangsta shit. But, yeah. Because I think Striker's grenades currently hit mid. If them shits hit as true highs, you could duck them. As soon as you thought somebody was going to do something, you could duck and punish. That way they would be strong, but, you know, you could counterplay them. You know what I'm saying? So making the mid be a true high, or making the grenades be a true high, that's a nerf that doesn't compromise the functionality of the move. You know what I'm saying? And then with Kung Lao hat, I mean, that move is so strong that you use that whole cameo for that one move. So, and it does so much, but it should have been a situation where I like Tweety's suggestion of if you hold the shit, it becomes a mid. You know what I'm saying? That way it doesn't have all this crazy mix-up potential, but, you know, maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that particular nerf is the best nerf that they could have did. I'm not all that mad at it because, you know, I use that cameo and I know how strong it is. And we all saw how popular it has been over the course of the game's life and shit. But here's the problem. They didn't make any of the other cameos any more compelling. All they did was make the strong ones weaker. And that's not the way to be, bruh. Y'all ain't do nothing for Sonya. You ain't do nothing for Sector. You ain't do nothing for Cyrax. You ain't do nothing for Darius. You didn't do nothing for Frost. Frost needs some help. You ain't did shit for Shujinko, who probably is the weakest cameo in the whole goddamn game. Because of just how niche he is, you know what I'm saying? They didn't make any of them cameos better. All they did was make the strong ones worse. And that attitude is not cool. That practice is not cool. Now, let me show you why NRS why NRS nerfs the way that they nerf. Watch this. So here I have a video from LS Vision. And this is not to even hate on LS Vision, because this part is not even about him in particular, but it's more about the attitude that is on display here. So watch this.
He can just do it straight because it don't hit him.
So here he is fighting Peacemaker. Pay attention to what character's fucking busted.
Bro, this shit ain't even fun, my nigga.
Shit's not fun, he says. Now, mind you, Peacemaker's doing exactly what he should be doing, keeping his distance. Because his buttons are not as good as Liu Kang's. So the Peacemaker's playing the match correctly. Maybe that's the string that was nerfed, I don't know. Or maybe it was that one, I don't know.
Busted as fuck, bro. Bro, this shit is not fun, my nigga. Bro, this shit ain't fun. I don't want to play this nigga no more. Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous, my nigga.
So, look at what he says there. This shit is not fun. I don't want to play this nigga no more, my nigga. That's what he says. Well, guess what? That's fighting games. Fighting games are like that. Do you think it was fun playing against MK9 Sub-Zero that would just turtle and throw clones all day? Do you think it was fun fighting against a Johnny Cage in MK9? Or a Cabal? Or a Sonya? Or a Freddy? It was not fun sometimes because those characters had gameplay styles that differed from your own, and you had to deal with them. And so NRS understands that if they were to steroid buff characters the way that certain folks are begging for them to do and have advocated for them to do, reactions like the one that LS Visions had are going to be much more common. You're going to have scrubs online in Combat League being upset that you're playing your character correctly. Upset that you're running away. LS later complained about the character. All this nigga doing is running away. He don't want to fight. No. he's playing the character correctly, he's not engaging with you because his normals are not as good as yours. And he knows that. Liu Kang has a 6-frame jab. Liu Kang has a 12-frame mid. Liu Kang has all these good-ass buttons up close that Peacemaker does not have. Peacemaker would be stupid to be up close and personal against Liu Kang when he has these good-ass zoning tools. But Peacemaker does have Eagly. He does have this pistol that leads to a full combo. He does have this teleport move that can be used to get away from people. You telling me that the Peacemaker's not supposed to use all the tools in his possession? All because it wouldn't be fun for you? And again, I'm not talking directly to LS Visions. It's not about him. It's about the attitude that was put on display. Because this is not just his attitude. This is an attitude. This is a sentiment that I've heard players exclaim against me. I got all kinds of hate mail from MK9 and MKX days, and even MK11 from players that were mad because I would play safe, or mad because I was running away, or mad because I'm blocking, or whatever the fuck they was mad at. So because I'm playing the game optimally, the way I'm supposed to play, in order to secure the bag for me, and it's not fun for you, I don't get to play the way that I want to play, because it means that you might not be able to. Fuck out of here. That's what's wrong with you motherfuckers now. That's why we can't have nice things in our games. That's why Johnny Cage can't be allowed to rock with, wow, +3 jabs. A +3 high jab string. Like +3 is a big fucking deal. It ain't no big ass deal. People poked out of my damn plus frames all the time online. Now they're just going to do it more often. And I guess the most saddest thing about this is that, you know, particularly in the case of Cage, it ain't going to change the way I play. The same people that lost to my Cage before, they going to still lose to them. Because I'm still going to anti-air their stupid ass. I'm still going to stagger them to death. I'm still going to put them in the corner. They're still going to get hit with that mid. They still going to get fucked up the same exact way as before. The only thing you did was make my job harder. You didn't make them any better. Stupid ass. All because people want to whine instead of fucking labbing. Fuck them. That's bullshit. But anyway, I'm going to say this now. I'm not even talking about the people that subscribe to me and watch most of my content. The vast majority of y'all already have a can-do, let's find the solutions ass attitude, rather than let me cry for some damn nerfs because of, you know, I don't like fighting certain characters that are annoying to me. Most of us are on the same page with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you're here on my channel. But if you so happen to be on my channel and you're somebody that advocated for nerfs to Johnny, or advocated for nerfs to this character and that character and shit like that, I'm going to say this. You bet not lose to a Cage now. You bet not lose to a Cage now. The same Cages that you were losing to before, you better whoop their ass now. Because if you don't, then that means the problem was never Cage, it was always you. If you lose to a Johnny Cage in his nerf state now you can just blame yourself. You ain't got shit to blame it on Cage now, because the +3 already wasn't no huge motherfucking deal for real. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was very strong. It was strong, but it had counterplay. But now the counterplay element has been taken away, and you don't even have to worry about trying to counter it. So if you lose to that shit now, if you lose to this character right here, if you lose to him now, you just got outplayed, and I need you to know that. I need you to know that. Not because Johnny Cage is now mid-tier, because I don't think he is. I mean, I didn't think he was top 3 before. He's certainly not top 3 now. But now your main excuse of what you use to justify losing to Cage, that shit's gone now. You guys use the plus frames as an option select to be like, oh, I can't beat him because plus frames and pressure. Yeah. All right, nigga. All right. He ain't got the plus frames now. Actually, that's not entirely true. Now his plus frames are going to come from single hitting normals that are all highs, by the way. So now he's just going to do a bunch of high attacks. And so if you lose to the plus frames of this character now, you're just a loser now. Believe that shit. And I need you to know that. I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings, but I'm objective and truthful on this motherfucking channel here. Believe that shit. All right? But with that being said, I'm almost done. I just want to make one last pitch to NRS. Yo, NRS. Stop placating these motherfucking whiners in this game, bruh. Stop doing it. Because here's the thing. They're whining. They were whining about Cage and Peacemaker today. They're going to move on and find somebody else to whine about tomorrow. And you'll have to do this same shit all over again. And you'll have to keep doing it as long as your games are out. What y'all need to do is take the opposite approach. Instead of nerfing characters for being strong, buff the characters that are weaker so that they're better equipped to fight these strong-ass characters. Because Johnny Cage was outmatched by Sub-Zero in MK9. And Johnny Cage was a top 10 character, and Sub-Zero was a middle-of-the-road ass character. But you know why? Because Sub-Zero had tools to fight Cage. And his tools were effective. You know what I'm saying? And MK9 had archetypes. And even weak characters could do good shit. And so, y'all need to bring that shit back. Stop nerfing. Start buffing. Stop giving out fucking rows and rows and rows and, you know, bags of nerfs to the top tiers and bags of nerfs to characters that ain't even top tier. You know what I'm saying? Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit. Addition is always better than subtraction when it comes to real life. For the most part, anyway. I mean, but when it comes to, you know, fighting games, addition and multiplication is way better than subtraction. Instead of taking away characters' tools and taking away character abilities, you need to add tools and abilities to characters that really need them. Scorpion now needs those buffs more than ever. Scorpion needs that splatting overhead. Scorpion needs more strings. He needs more safety on these fucking risky ass moves of his, especially now that his main cameo just got nerfed to fuck. Okay? Sub-Zero needs a fast ice ball that combos meterlessly. He needs his gaps removed. He needs Ice Clone to not be a goddamn liability to himself. And his strings to be a liability to his motherfucking self. And he needs to not have to choose which goddamn input to do in the corner because he might get the wrong move when he's doing a combo. We need that. Reptile players need to be able to move after doing a motherfucking, after doing a goddamn force ball. They were able to do it in MK9 and MKX. Why not now? What has Reptile got that's so strong that he has to be damn limited the way he is? Melina needs her long-range projectiles now, especially now that you're going to nerf Low Hat. She needs full-screen projectiles like her sister and her mother have. There's no sense in her being handicapped for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? You're going to handicap her, but everybody else in the game got full-screen projectiles. Why? You know what I'm saying? And it's not just them. There's other characters that are needlessly limited as well. We need to stop doing that shit. Ooh. Oh, that was sexy. Sex to the sea. That was sexy. But anyway, stop with this nerfing bullshit, NRS. Please. Please stop with the nerfing bullshit. That's all I got to say. But with that being said, y'all, I'm out this motherfucker. Peace.